Welcome back to the couch. I'm Des.
And I'm Jay.
And this is our immediate reaction to Avengers Endgame. Coming up next.
On the couch with those two bald guys.
Just as a heads up, we are not going to have any spoilers in this review, so just wanted you guys to know that. So here we go. Let's talk about Endgame.
Yeah, so Endgame. What are your initial thoughts?
I've had mixed anticipation, mixed curiosity about this because I wasn't a big fan of how they've shoehorned in Captain Marvel and things like that. So I was kind of like, I hope this is good. That's how I was going into this. I loved Infinity War. I would go so far as to say Infinity War was a masterpiece of a film. So it had a high bar to live up to. So I was trying not to let that, skew my expectations too much. What about you?
Yeah, I was real similar to that. I was like, my anticipation of the film, it definitely wasn't what it was for Infinity War. I was really excited for Infinity War. I was like juiced every second of the day. I knew I was going to go watch that movie. This one wasn't necessarily that. I was still excited, but it just wasn't the same level. It was probably a notch down from what it was the last time. It's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. I don't know. Without giving away too many specifics, there were some things that I liked, some things that I was like, I don't know about that. But the things that I liked, I really liked.
Mixed bag, I think, is the perfect phrase for this film. It wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was great to finally get a send-off to these characters we've been with for so many years. But it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. And so I really would like to see it again, to see, now that I know where the expectation should be, see if I have more appreciation for the things that I didn't necessarily have this time.
That's fair. That's a good point. I think I'd have to review this a couple more times. The only issue with that is it's a 3-hour movie, so it's like fitting in the time to watch this, really ingest all this stuff all over again. It'll be daunting for me. I don't know.
I felt like Infinity War, I was constantly like, what's going to happen next? Whereas this one, sometimes I felt like, actually quite a few times I felt like, seen this already, kind of already done this before, been through this kind of scene before. There's a lot of paint by numbers in this that I think threw me off a little bit. I was hoping for a little more of a solid story to kind of finish up what we got in Infinity War. And instead, that mixed bag you talked about, we got a lot of little scenes that were going to point to other movies. We got little things here and there that I don't even think had anything to do with this film, that didn't even need to be in this film. That being said, I did not feel like they just put all these heroes at naught and forget about the old heroes. We're moving on to the new ones. I didn't feel like that at all. I just felt like it was hinted at more than it should have been.
For the most part, I think they pulled it off. Like you say, there are some things that don't necessarily need to be a part of this story and that are just kind of pointing to the future of the MCU, things of that nature. Totally agree with you on that. I think I was a little more forgiving for some of those things because Infinity War was so good. The bar was so high. It's kind of hard to live up to deliver that level of a movie twice in a row. So I think I'm satisfied with what they did. I don't really have any problems with it.
If you're a viewer that wants to see everything wrapped up in a nice little bow at the end, you kind of get that. And so I felt like even characters I may have forgotten about kind of came back to make sure that they had a proper send-off. So I felt like they did a really good job trying to make sure each character got their proper closure for the audience. It didn't hold the same level of a high standard across the board from beginning to end like Infinity War did for me.
Which would have been difficult to do. So
right, it would have been. And I tried to keep that in mind, but it was much more like this to me, ups and downs.
A little bit more of a roller coaster. I totally agree with you. I will give the filmmakers a huge kudos for managing everything that they managed. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of different characters, a lot of different casts, a lot of different elements of the script to kind of massage into one big lump of clay for us to enjoy. And I think they did a great job. I look at it like if you were putting together a table from IKEA. You see all the parts laid out on the floor and I got to make this into a table. How do I do it? I think they made a pretty good table.
There's some unexpected kind of routes that they take, a couple characters that were just completely not even on my radar of something that was going to happen at all. And I thought that those surprises were very well handled.
And I know we said we weren't going to do any spoilers, but I will give one thing away. You don't need to stay for any end credit scenes because there are none. So you can get up and go to the bathroom if you need to relieve yourself, which we didn't do. Almost peed on ourselves waiting for an end credit that never actually happened.
I was definitely up and down from the seat doing the potty dance. Like, are they going to do something? We heard some people complain that there was no end credit. I like that there wasn't one because now if they're going to move on to whatever they're moving on to next, we can just start afresh for people that want to be involved. I'm pretty excited about the next Spider-Man, and I really like Doctor Strange, so I really want to see the sequel to that. Beyond that, I think I'm good. Like, I'm not done with the MCU and like, I'm done, I'm boycotting, nothing like that, but I just feel like naturally I think I'm
Just
good.
kind of run its course with you a
Yeah.
little bit. I think I'm in that same boat. Maybe something will catch my eye and I'll change my mind, go and check out a few more MCU movies. But I think this was good enough to put an end cap on what we've seen the last 9 previous years. So I think I've seen it's kind of like I've seen this movie, this whole arc of a story, and I'm good.
We're just keeping it short this time. We wanted to just give you our initial thoughts on Endgame. So you ready to sum up?
Yeah, let's sum it up.
All right.
Endgame, I enjoyed this movie. I had a good time in the theater. It runs roughly 3 hours, so buckle up. You're going to be in there for a little while. Make sure you get your potty breaks in early. There were a couple of moments where I felt it dragged a little bit, but overall, I think the pacing was pretty nice. There were a few things that I could have nitpicked on, but I'm not going to go there because overall, I'm pretty much satisfied given everything that they were trying to incorporate in this story. Great send-off for the old characters. I think this movie's going to do really well at the box office. I think I give Endgame 4 out of 5 shiny bald heads, but I reserve the right to change my score upon further reviews.
Endgame definitely has its ups and downs. There was a lot to like, but there was a lot that I kept feeling like, where is this going? I don't know what I think about this. And I was constantly wondering if something was going to kind of come in and sweep out the rug from under me. There really are a lot of great character moments that I'm glad I got to see. It is a pretty cool tie-up to a lot of our characters, but it just didn't quite do it for me for some reason, at least on my immediate reaction review here. So I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 shiny bald heads. Last time on the couch, we reviewed Pineapple Express, so if you missed it, now's a great time to check it out. If you enjoy what we're doing, please hit that like button and subscribe. To receive alerts when new videos are posted, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thanks for joining us on the couch.